How about mail? Have you ever had mail stolen? Like someone just drives up, opens up your mailbox, takes it, and goes off. We've had that done a few times. Yeah, maybe it's not a safe neighborhood. Christmas packages. Oh, the time someone stole our Christmas packages. Oh, this is just the ultimate low of the low. Because it's Christmas time, and you're actually stealing someone else's stuff. Yeah, talk about the Grinch, like the personification of the Grinch who stole Christmas. Well, we had our packages delivered, and they would kind of sit there on our porch, as most packages, when they're delivered to your place, they just kind of sit there, unless they require a signature. But most packages don't need that. They're just like, they assume that your house is safe enough that they can just leave the package there. Evidently not in our neighborhood. Because these punk kids who walk by the house and they look over there and they're like, ooh, I wonder what that could be. And they take it. And it took us a while to kind of figure it out. As you got on Amazon, looked at the tracking, and I'd call them up and be like, I don't think this was actually delivered, and it says it was. The lady is like, yeah, it was. At 2:30 today. Like, oh, I wasn't home. Slowly we realized people were taking our Christmas packages. So what I did, first of all, Amazon.com, awesome place. They sent us all the products for free, just no questions asked. Like, oh, it got taken? Cool, we'll send you out another one next day shipping. Really, really awesome people. They must have insurance for this or something, you know? Like, oh, that product is covered, we'll reimburse you. Well, I set up a video camera to catch this thief. Or thieves. I don't know how many people it was. Well, I also got on Amazon, one of the packages that did actually show up was an alarm. A motion-activated alarm. And this thing was loud. It would make your ears bleed. 130 decibels. Oh, so painful. So awesome. I situated it in such a way that it was pointing at our porch, and I wasn't going to use a real package as bait here. Yes, I just used the word bait. I am baiting a criminal. Bad Bo, you are luring people. I put a little sign up that says no trespassing, so that there was no doubt about it. Like, they are trespassing on my property. I do not want them there. And then right underneath the no trespassing sign, I put this little box of oh, sorry, someone's walking in the middle of the street, and they're wearing black. Welcome to the Muckleshoot Indian Reservation. Hey, do you want to go walk in the middle of the street and wear black? Yeah! Okay, traffic continues. So I set up this whole thing, this package, and I actually put a half a can of paint in the box so it'd give it some substance, so it'd actually like feel expensive. I know, I thought of everything. Well, I was sitting there with my camera, and you know, I was all nervous and everything. It's like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna catch someone. But hey, I was just mad because so many packages were gone. I was not gonna take this anymore. I looked out the window and I saw a figure walk by. Black hoodie, the hood was up, and oh, he was wearing a hoodie. He must be a thief. No, it's just, I'm just trying to describe him to you, okay? But he was wearing what I mentioned, walking by, you know, and then a little while later, he walked by again. I was like, huh, and I was just kind of peeking out the curtains. And then a third time, he walked by, and he was on his phone. Evidently he was. I think he was just trying to look busy. And this third time, he walked closer to my house, and he sort of looked over his left shoulder, looked over his right shoulder, and quickened his pace as he walked up to my porch. This was the guy. He bent down, picked up the package, and then this air raid siren went off. Wee, 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 and this guy booked it. Pretty sure he pooped his pants first. He was running and he threw the package in some bushes, and of course I saw this whole thing and I was thinking, I gotta go after this guy. And so I opened up the door, not really knowing what to say when you've actually caught someone in the act. So the first thing that came to mind was, excuse me. So imagine being this guy who's stealing this, and then you just go up to this quiet, dark porch, and then you take the package, and then just this ear-piercing sound, and then you book, and then right behind you, you hear a voice that says, excuse me. Oh, wow. So I took on after this guy, and I just had so much adrenaline going, as I'm sure he did as well. I was kind of disappointed, though, because I caught him after about a half a block, and he was panting hard. I think he was a smoker, because he kind of had a raspy voice and kind of, and I was just jazzed. I was just ready to go. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. I was wearing my house slippers, by the way. Yes, I ran after this guy in my slippers. And I had just trained for the Seattle Marathon too, so I could go forever. I was just ready to go. I also had a little Bluetooth headset in my ear, and as I stepped out the door and said, pardon me, sir, I believe you have taken something of mine, I hit 911. So I was talking with 911 as I was jogging for like 10 seconds after this guy. The lady answered, 911, what is your emergency? And I tried to tell her that there was this guy who was stealing stuff off of my porch. But I was surprised that right when she answered the phone, 911 answered the phone, the guy stopped and he turned around with both his hands up, and he just had this terrified expression on his face, and he just said, I'm sorry, I left it back there, I'm so sorry, I left it back there. And I was like, great, now I have to talk with this guy at the same time as I'm on the phone with 911. So I was trying to tell this lady what was going on without revealing to the guy that I was on the phone with the cops, because I didn't want him to run. I wanted him to stay there. So I said, how dare you steal my package off of my property on the corner of Harmony and Melody? And this guy's just kind of went, are you what? Pardon me? Well, he didn't say pardon me, but his expression was just, huh? And this lady was just like, sir, I can't help you unless you, and so finally I just turned away and I was like, yes, please send a unit as quickly as possible. I've just caught a guy who stole stuff off of my property. And at that point, the guy realized that I was on the phone with the cops, and he just booked it, booking it as much as possible. And so there I was, jogging after him, still on the phone with the cops, with my slippers, and then here he was. And the lady said, sir, we don't want you to pursue him anymore. And I was like, I'm at a comfortable distance away from him. And she's like, nope, we don't want you to get hurt. Which is probably smart. They don't want a petty theft to turn into a homicide. That makes sense. That was good advice that she had. But still, it was kind of frustrating, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll stop. So I stopped running, and this guy just kind of disappeared around the corner, and then disappeared into some bushes somewhere. So I got a good look at him. Long goatee, sort of gaunt features, would remind you of a ferret. I actually drew a cartoon for the cop who eventually showed up at my house to take a report. I was like, here's what he looks like. And if you've ever seen my cartoons, they always have like these big eyes. And I drew the expression that I remembered, which was him with this terrified expression and both of his hands up like this. And that was the expression that I drew and gave the cop. It's like, this is the expression that I remember. This is him. It's like, wow, this is really good. Thank you. All right. So they never did catch the guy, but I remember his face enough that I have never ever seen him around our neighborhood again. Poor guy. And I do actually mean poor guy, because I'm pretty sure he soiled himself.